recently had a reading, and it turned out to be a reading about finding purpose and passion, which I think sometimes is elusive and difficult to know about. And I was told that my purpose was just to be. And I said, well, that's great. I love that. I love just being, but it doesn't take care of necessarily all the financial things. And I was told that, to live my purpose, the universe would take care of that. And that was interesting. And then
Well, all of that is true. But you got to get into the vortex before you rendezvous with the details of all of the things that you want.
Right.
In other words, your purpose, of course, is to be. You can't cease to be. And whoever is expressing to you is accurate in this powerful sense that you can't cease to be, and that the laws of the universe are in place, and there's really not anything for you to worry about. But there's a big difference between being and being passionate. There's a big difference between being disappointed and being exhilarated, and all of it is being.
Right.
It's a difference between being loving and being hateful, and in other words, being. So we think that, yes, you came to be, but you came to specifically focus your beingness into things that are pleasing to you.
Along the same lines, in over the past year and a half, there have been, working with your material and your books and that, many manifestations that have come my way. And now the larger ones.
Well, now, you stop here just for a little bit, because we just want to say to you, we've been doing most of the talking, and occasionally we let you say a little something. But we just want to point out that, and we'll ask those who are listening in with us, everything that you are saying implies in a very emphatic way, I am not where I want to be financially. No matter how you work it around, that's how you feel. And as long as you feel that way, it can't change. And as long as you talk about it, you continue to perpetuate that feeling of it. So, turns out that just being, and just being as you be, isn't moving you from how you be to how you want to be. You get the sense of what we're talking about?
I'm getting some of that, yes.
So what you want to do, and the sooner the better, like how about now, you want to start telling the story the way you want it to be rather than the way that it is. Because the way that it is doesn't mean anything other than that's the way. In other words, when someone says, I want something that I haven't yet received yet, and what is this and this and this, we want to say, well, hang in there, because this and this and this are going to be this and this and this for longer and longer and longer, because that's what's active in your vibration. In order to move to another place, you got to make something else active in your vibration. And to make something else active in your vibration, you have to withdraw your attention from what is and put your attention somewhere else.
In the things that are occurring, manifesting, that are wonderful things, I'm starting to see that there are some inner invisible beliefs that I've picked up along my
Well, maybe there are, but here's the thing. You see, there's observing what is, and there's imagining what I want to be, but we're just talking about the airtime that you're giving to it. In other words, if you have wonderful things that are occurring and you focus only upon the wonderful things, then only more wonderful things can come. It really is a matter of focusing yourself more definitively on the aspects of your life that you want more of. It's sort of like going to a buffet and picking out the things from the buffet that you want to eat right now. So when you look at the buffet called your life and you see bills, don't put them on your plate. In other words, don't give them the airtime. Don't beat the drum of them and keep them active in your vibration. But there's something really powerful. Because let us start in another place here. You'll like this, because you've been listening to us for a while, and what you're asking for is something that is a different approach to this. And we can give it to you here in this strong way. The benefit of really knowing what you don't want. And someone said it today even better than we're going to say it now. There is an equal, proportionate opposite to that shoots out of you, that the larger part of you becomes. Right. So there can be power in poking right at what's bothering you most, because it causes another rocket about what you do want, and if you are alert and doing it on purpose, you can follow the rocket and talk about it. So tell us what's not working, and let's ride some rockets together.
I would say what's not working is...
Now, did you see how you distanced yourself from it? Make it real and own it. Instead of saying, I would say what's not working,
okay,
as if I'm talking about someone else.
What's not working is the manifestations are occurring. They're wonderful, but they're not the ones that I've got, the larger ones I've got at the higher top of the list.
All right, so what you just said was, I can do little stuff, but it's the big stuff that rings my bells.
Exactly.
So what big thing is off? In other words...
Well, financial, relationship, that sort of thing. Those two things would be top of the list.
So how is it displayed? In other words, emphasize it. Poke at it with a stick and see if you can stir a rocket out of it. Poke at it with a stick. In other words, what do you mean financial?
It would be nice to...
Wait a minute. In other words, get the power out of it. In other words, poke at what's wrong and give birth to the equal and opposite desire. So what's wrong?
Well, I could go to the extreme and say I want to win the lottery.
The reason that we're probing in this way is because we want you to focus in a way that you're not used to focusing. We want you to own where you are. And you vibrationally do, because as we told you as you began here, everything that you said, it was like you sat down and said, Abraham, I believe in deliberate creation, but I'm not yet very good at it. And there are a lot of things I want that aren't coming about. And I need you to show me what I'm doing wrong, what I'm doing wrong, what I'm doing wrong, what I'm doing wrong, because it's clearly that I'm doing many things wrong, many things wrong, many things wrong, or things would be a lot better for me, a lot better for me, a lot better for me. And so I have made my way to the chair, to the chair, to the chair, to the chair, because I want to know what I'm doing wrong, what I'm doing wrong, what I'm doing wrong, what I'm doing wrong. And I will continue to talk in riddles, in riddles, in riddles, in riddles, in an effort to not focus upon where I am, where I am, where I am, where I am, because I am not, I am not, I am not, I am not, where I want to be, where I want to be, where I want to be, where I want to be. And so if you could just adjust the law of attraction so that it would give me something other than what I'm offering vibrationally, I'm willing to do about anything other than change the direction of my thought.
That's it.
That is what we heard from you. And
thank you for saying it so eloquently, by the way.
So as we are extracting from you, we want you, first of all, we're going to shout it at you. You haven't done anything wrong. You are right on track, and you are figuring this out. And you are in step one a good deal of the time, but your step one work over your life has put a whale of magnificent things, which include the relationship that you're looking for. Oh, the relationship that you're looking for, and so much abundance and purpose and money and fun opportunities because of all of that. In other words, your vibrational reality is vivid and clear. You've been working on it for a while, and it is big. So what we want to do is get you to look over here. And we just want to say to you, to all of you, that one of the fastest ways we know to get you to look over here in this vortex and to become a vibrational match to what's over here in this vortex is to be real and own up to where you are. Because when you focus upon where you are, an equal and equivalent desire will show up that you can follow the trail of. In other words, we had a hard time getting you to focus. You're talking in vague generalities, but we want you to focus more specifically. And that's what this focus wheel is that we've been doing all day here today. So what happens in your day-to-day experience? You have these opportunities without us trying to guide you about it. When something happens that feels uncomfortable, that's the opportunity for you to ride the equal and equivalent rocket and try to feel how that feels. So we're asking you to give us an example of something that happens in your life on a pretty regular basis relative to the subject of dollars. Let's take that one. Relative to the subject of dollars that helps you really feel what you do not want. Something real that happens, a real life in the moment experience?
I would love to go on a cruise.
Now wait, that's not what we ask you to do. That isn't the question that we ask you. The question that we ask you, the answer that we wanted from you is, I don't have the money to go on the cruise that I want to go on.
Okay.
I cannot afford to go on the cruise. Because that's the vibe. In other words, do you hear the difference? I can't afford to go on the cruise is the vibration that you're emanating to the universe. And so the bully called poverty is going to keep beating up on you. Poverty, too strong a word, but you get what we're talking about? I can't afford to go on the cruise. That's what's emanating from you. You tried to cover it up with positive words.
My understanding is to say it that way is to attract that, though.
Yes. Of course that is accurate. We want you to say what you want. But when you say, I can't afford to take the cruise, and out of it you feel a desire, and you ride the rocket of desire, it's what we were doing earlier, as we say, okay, I am so tired of not having the money to do what I'm wanting to do, that inside that vortex, where the source within you is I so enjoy the easy abundance that flows to me just in the way that it should. Okay. But all this conversation was about here, we're just wanting to demonstrate to you that that thing that you've been trying to avoid is a tool to help you focus upon what you do want. Okay. Because you never ever know more clearly what you do want than when you're focused right at what you don't want. This is what focus is about, you see. Okay. It's not wrong to own up with where I am. What it does is it causes you to be clear about who you really are, you see. Okay. And so, this was really a good conversation because, wasn't it? Yes. Because how you feel, I'm tired of not having enough money. So let's do a focus wheel. We will supply the components. I am so tired of wanting something that I cannot figure out how to achieve. That pretty well says it. And the equal and opposite inside the vortex from the viewpoint of source is, I adore owning my prosperity and my alignment. I adore the knowing of my ability to be or do or have anything that I choose. So now you're reaching for some things that get you on the wheel. So you say, what? Give us something that gets you on the wheel. Something that you already believe that resonates with your knowing that you create your own reality and that you can accomplish when you set your mind to it.
Well, I have many abilities that I can do things, and it feels good to get them accomplished.
When I focus, things happen for me. What else?
I have loving friends that
blah, blah, blah. What else? I'm good at
working with people on a variety of things.
Yes, you are. What else? I'm good at.
I'm a good teacher of things.
Yes, you are. What else? I'm good at. I can focus. I can set my attention in a specific direction. One of the things that has hindered me, this is a sort of off the wheel aside, is that because I am such a good teacher, I tend to empathize and sympathize with where people are. And in my effort to help them get into a better place, I often focus upon where they are, and then without meaning to, I allow my attention to them to train me into an outside the vortex vibration. Now I'm understanding that there is nothing more important than that I be in the vortex. I'm going to be a little bit more discerning about what aspects of others I give my attention to. I like knowing that whatever I focus upon, the universe delivers to me. And I have enjoyed being, as I observed about Jerry, I'm the question asker, so I can feel that I focus and cue things up really well. I'm aware that the universe has often brought me answers to questions. I can feel that I don't have to ponder a situation very long before a revelation occurs to me about the answer, and so I can feel what a poignant, powerful point of attraction I am when I focus about things that I have not been beating a negative drum on for a while. Absolutely. So I show this to myself again and again and again. I am so happy that I've brought into the spotlight this conversation, and that Abraham has assisted me in feeling my vibrational discord about something that is really important to me. I don't need this money in order to prove to others anything. I just want this money because it's a vibrational match to so many things that I really want to do. I so enjoy watching the universe universe respond to my vibration. And I can feel that just this little bit of concentration has put me on the wheel, and I can feel myself coming back into my power. I believe with everything that I am that the law of attraction is a fair and discerning law. I understand that it does not get squirrely on me. It does not deprive me of things that I am offering vibrationally. I know that it's an exact reflection of how I'm doing vibrationally. And I love knowing that whatever I'm living is an indicator to me of what I'm offering vibrationally. And I love being so keenly aware of my post-manifestational indicators. It's nice to know that everything is always matching up just the way it is supposed to be.